Hi everyone, it was day 2 at Grand Chess Tour in Croatia. I'll show you a very interesting game between Firouzja and Carlsen. Let's see the game. So Firouzja was white and he started with e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6 and bishop to c4. This is so-called Italian defense. Here the main move is knight f6 or bishop to c5. And yeah, here white can play knight to g5. Very interesting move, but actually the main move is just to d3, very solid. Bishop to c5 was played by Carlsen, c3. This is also the main move. d6, bishop goes here, and this is quite rare move in this position. h6 to chase the bishop away, bishop h4, and here a5 again, quite rare move in the Italian. Firouzja just castled, and Carlsen played bishop to b6, going back, king to h1 to get out of some potential pins, and g5 was played by Carlsen. Very aggressive approach without castling first. Bishop goes to g3, knight h5, and here Alireza just developed a knight on b2. Bishop g4 was played, and actually this was bad move because after just simple h3, yeah, by the way, in this position computer suggests just to castle, d4, queen e7, d e5, and go with bishop to d5. But after bishop to g4, Alireza played really a simple but very effective move, h3, and now if bishop takes, queen takes here on f3, and after knight to f4, let's say we can take a knight, gf4, and yes, very good move, g3. Yes, black cannot take because this would be a checkmate. And after g3, white is threatening to ruin this black's pawn structure. So after h3, bishop has to go back. And here, actually, computer suggests d4, ed, cd. But Alireza played bishop to b5. And here Carlsen played knight to f4. Better would be just to take this bishop, and after if g3, g4 is strong move. If we take here, now there's very nice move, queen to g5. Of course, we cannot take because this would be checkmate. And actually in this position, queen is quite good on g5. We attack here, and queen can come to some potential checks on the h file. But Carlsen played knight to f4, knight to c4, very good move, attacking this bishop here, h5, we take a bishop, cb6, now d2, knight d2, sorry, so knight is trying to go here, king f8, and Alireza breaks with d4, and in this position actually rook to c8 would be the best move, and rook to e1, but Carlsen played slight inaccuracy with knight to e7. Now there's very good move by Alireza, just taking a bishop, and after queen takes, we can take on e5, d e5, and very good move, knight to f3. In this position, yes, we attack this pawn and this pawn, so it's very hard to protect both pawns. And in this position, Carlsen played queen to c7. Also playable would be to take queen here, but after rook a to d1, again these two pawns are under attack. So what happens after f6? Yes, we can take this knight on f4, gf4, but now rook comes here on the 7th rank, and yeah, this position is very bad for black. Let's say rook b8 to protect this pawn, but now knight h4 is very strong, and we threaten even to take here some potential checks, and also trying to bring other rook on the d file. So yeah, white would be better in this position. But Carlsen played queen to c7. Now we take a free pawn, of course. Rook to d8 was played, and here I was thinking that Carlsen would go here on b3, and after knight e to g6, some rook a to d1 would be good. Sorry, Alireza, not Carlsen, but Alireza played queen to c2. Knight e to g6 was played, rook a d1, king g7. Now just simple knight retreats on f3, knight e6, and here quite good move, knight to h4. Yeah, black has to take a knight, bishop takes, and after f6, Alireza played f3 to have some returning square for the bishop. b5 was played, now bishop goes to f2, and after queen to c4, here Alireza played just kind of defending b3 move, but actually in this position better would be to play bishop b6, and after rook takes, this pawn is hanging, of course, so black has to play a4. Now queen goes to f2, h4, rook enters the 7th rank, king g6, and bishop to e3 can be played. So actually, yes, white is dominating in this position. His rook is very strong, also the queen and bishop. So let's say if black takes, now he drops this pawn, and yeah, that would be very good position for white. But Alireza anyway played b3, queen c6, bishop goes to e3. Now rook takes, and after rook to d8, here Alireza just take on d8. Also playable was this nice rook to d5, and after rook takes, e d5, queen takes. Yes, queen enters here on f5, and its queen is very dangerous. But anyway, there was nothing wrong with this move. Just taking on d8, knight takes, queen goes to d3, knight f7, c4, bc4, and yes, here actually taking with queen is good, but even better is to take with a pawn, knight d6, c5, of course, pawn was hanging, knight f7, king h2, a4, queen d5. So yeah, white is gaining some space advantage. White is better here. Queen b5 was played, bishop goes back to f2, and here very good move by Carlsen, knight to h8. Knight is trying to get here and here, but Alireza played f4, queen to b2. Now bishop goes to g3, ef4, bishop takes, knight goes to f7. And yes, in this position, Alireza played bishop to e3, which was a bad move. Better would be just to take here on h5, and after queen a2, queen g4 check, king f8, queen c8, king g7, and we can take another pawn. So let's count. White has 2 pawns up, and yeah, this position is probably winning. But after bishop to e3, Carlsen played knight to e5, bishop goes to f4, and after a3, yes, in this position, Alireza played really nice move, just taking this dangerous knight on e5. Of course, if queen takes, that would be very bad. White has a very nice win after h4. So black has to take with a pawn, and here Alireza played a blunder, queen to e6, which actually draws a game. The right move here actually is very nice, king to g3, and the point of this move is that king wants to enter the center and the game and try to take all of these pawns. Let's see what line computer suggests. King to h6, queen e6 check, king goes to g7. Now yeah, king enters here, queen f2 check. Now we take first pawn, queen c5, queen d7, king h8. Now queen takes on b7, queen f8, king goes to g6, very courageous, and after queen to g8 check, we can go to f6, queen f8, and we can take also this pawn. So now the plan of white is only to hide his king and, of course, promote these pawns. But after queen to e6, Carlsen found really beautiful move, h4. Yes, and now this king has a problem to escape, and black will threaten some potential some potential checks and draw, you know. some perpetual checks. Queen goes to g4, and yes, and here it's, you know, Carlsen only had like a couple of seconds on the clock, and here it's very important. If you would have like 30 seconds, where would you go? Here on f8 and f7. I can give you a couple of seconds to think about it. Yeah, the right move is king to f8. But Carlsen played king to f7, which actually loses. So let's see why king to f8 is a good move. Because after queen takes h4, now queen takes on a2, and after this check, queen to h8, black can go back and cover. And actually, this pawn is very dangerous, so white, let's say white takes like this. Now queen goes here, and yes, this is very hard for white to win. But after king to f7, Alireza just took on h4, queen a2, now queen h7 check, king goes to f6, now we take this pawn, and this pawn now is very dangerous. Queen c4, queen b6, king g5, c6, and here Carlsen took on e4, which actually was a blunder. A little bit better would be to play this a2 move, but actually even after this, white has a win, but yeah, it's a little bit harder to find it. Here the winning move is queen to e3, and notice that if king goes to f-file, let's see some lines. King f6, now we have to check on f2, king e6. Now in this position it's very important to play queen to f5 check. If we go first c7, now king goes to d7, and actually this would be losing. Let's say queen to f7, we take like here, and not losing. Okay, this would be a draw, of course, but yes, and the problem with, yes, c7 wins only if black doesn't play king to d7, but he promotes here the queen. Now we can promote here, and after, let's say, queen takes, we have this check, or even, yeah, we can insert this check first on f5, let's say king d6, and now we can promote, and actually this position is winning for white because he has still two passed pawns. So let's see also other moves. Let's say if king goes to here to g6, now queen g3, king f7, and yeah, this is quite hard to spot these moves. Queen to a3, queen takes pawn, and here we take this pawn, and after, let's say, queen takes, oh sorry, yeah, it's a check. So yeah, that would be winning, and this pawn is very dangerous. So yeah, some very fun lines. But after queen takes e4, it was quite easy for Alireza, because queen d8, the best move. Of course, c7 doesn't work. There's perpetual like this. So we have to first insert this check on d8, king g6, queen goes to g8, king f6. Now queen to f8 was played, and after king g6, just simple c7 by Alireza, and after this move, Carlsen resigned. Yes, he doesn't have any checks. This check, of course, is met by queen takes, pawn takes, and now we promote first. Black is too slow, and game was won by Alireza. So yeah, very nice game. I hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for watching. And guys, please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you soon in the next video. Bye.